are engaged in this race because we believe America is at a crossroads and care deeply about the future of our country. There are only a few months left before the most important election in our lifetimes. Our only opponent is Barack Obama, and we are committed to removing him from the White House. This campaign is far from over, and tomorrow will bring another chapter in the race for the nomination. Newt is the only candidate with the experience and knowledge necessary to rebuild the America we love. He has a successful national record of creating jobs, balancing the budget, and reforming the government. Today, we need a leader with bold solutions to create a better future for all Americans. I believe that leader is my husband. Please welcome former Speaker of the House and the next President of the United States, Newt Gingrich.
You know, this is amazing. I hope the analysts in Washington and New York who spent June and July explaining our campaign was dead will watch this tonight and learn a little bit from this crowd and from this place. We survived the national elite's effort to kill us in the summer because of you, because people who said we are not going to allow the elite to decide who we are allowed to nominate. And so, with your help, thousands and thousands of people came to Newt.org, and with your help, we survived the two most difficult months of a career which goes back to August of 1958. And June and July were really hard, and it was precisely because the national elite, especially in the Republican Party, had decided that a Gingrich presidency was so frightening that they had to kill it early. But you wouldn't let them do it. So, with your help and the power of large solutions and big ideas and clear communications in the debates, by December, according to Gallup, I was the front runner by 15 points, and according to Rasmussen, I was the front runner by 21 points. Because you believed in the power of ideas. You believed that people can make a difference. That in fact, Wall Street money can be beaten by Main Street work. And of course, at that point, Wall Street money decided that only a relentlessly negative $5 million campaign in Iowa would work. And they did reduce my support from 36 to 14%. in 3 weeks of unrelenting negativity. And once again, the media said, oh, I guess this is over finally. But you all said, no. And at the very depths of the establishment rejecting it, thousands of more people came to Newt.org and signed up. Yes. And the result was, by South Carolina, we won a historic victory, carried 43 out of 46 counties, and it was extraordinary. And I'm pretty sure that tonight we have a number of the South Carolinians who helped us win, who are here, who came over to help celebrate this great victory. And at that point, the forces of Wall Street figured out they were in real trouble. And as the New York Times reported later, they held a meeting on Sunday morning after a Saturday night primary, and they said, we have to destroy Gingrich. One of them was even quoted in the New York Times as saying, we have to eviscerate him, which I thought was a fairly strong word in a Republican primary. I would expect Obama's people to do that, but I thought it was a tad much, having spent my entire career building the Republican Party. Amen. And so they piled on $20 million in 3 weeks of negativity in Florida, and we were still standing. We carried all of North Florida. And interestingly, everywhere we were, when we won, the vote went up. When Wall Street won, the vote went down. Which I think is a pretty bad sign for this fall, if we end up with a Wall Street candidate. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. At that point, once again, they began to say, well, maybe he's going. And then, frankly, Senator Santorum did something very clever. He went to 3 states nobody else was in, and he won them. And the news media, once again desperate to prove Gingrich was gone, suddenly said, now we have the person who's going to be the non-Romney. Now, Calista and I looked at each other, and Jackie and Jimmy and Kathy and Paul, my 2 debate coaches, Maggie and Robert.